I'd like to try something with you. Don't change anything. Seriously, don't. Don't sit up straighter. Don't take a deep breath just because I mentioned it. Just notice. Where are your shoulders? Are they relaxed? Or are they somewhere up around your ears? Is your jaw tight? Are your teeth touching? Where's your tongue resting? Now, where is your breath? It is here. I bet some of you just took a deep breath, not because I did it or I mentioned it, because you noticed. It's funny, isn't it? We spend our entire lives breathing, yet most of us don't notice it until something feels wrong. When we're overwhelmed, when we're anxious, when we can't sleep, when our heart starts racing. That's usually when we remember we have to breathe. Tonight, I'd like to change that, because sometimes the smallest things become the biggest tools. Welcome, beautiful souls, to the Backroad Star. Tonight, we're talking about something you've had since the day you were born. Your breath. Not because it's complicated, actually, because it's incredibly simple. No equipment, no membership, no perfect conditions, no special room, just you and your breath. Can I ask you something? Has anyone ever looked at you while you were overwhelmed and said, just calm down? How'd that work out? Probably not very well. Because when life catches you off guard, our first reaction usually isn't logical. It's automatic. Maybe you've noticed it. You're sitting at your desk, reading another email, answering another question, solving another problem, and then, without even realizing it, you stop breathing. Or maybe you're driving. Your hands are gripping the steering wheel a little tighter than they need to. Your shoulders have climbed halfway up to your ears. Your jaw is clenched, but you don't notice any of it because you've been carrying it all day. Or maybe you're standing in the grocery store. Nothing terrible has happened, but suddenly everything feels too loud, too bright, too much. Does any of that sound familiar? If it does, you're not alone. And you're certainly not broken. You're human. Here's something I wish someone had told me many years ago. You can't change what you've never stopped long enough to notice. Awareness is where healing begins. Not perfection. Awareness. The moment you notice your shoulders, your jaw, your breath, you've already taken the first step, because now you have a choice. You can keep carrying the tension, or you can gently begin letting it go. And that's all we're practicing tonight. Not fixing your life, not making anxiety disappear forever, just learning one simple way to interrupt the moment before the moment interrupts you. Here's something I hope you'll remember. You don't have to fix your entire life today. Sometimes healing begins the moment you finally notice you've just been holding your breath. Let's try something. Nothing fancy, no special technique. Just breathe. Place one hand on your chest, one hand on your stomach. Now, take a slow breath in through your nose. Not the biggest breath you've ever taken, just a comfortable one. Notice which hand moved first. If it was the hand on your chest, that's okay. Now, let's do it one more time. This time, see if you can let the hand on your stomach rise first, almost like you're slowly filling a balloon. Good. Now, don't force the air out. Just let it leave. Nice and slow. Again, slow breath in, long, slow breath out. Did you notice something? Nothing outside of you changed. Your inbox is still there. Your responsibilities are still there. Whatever was waiting for you before this video is still waiting. But maybe, just maybe, you feel a little different. And sometimes that's enough to make a change, to change what happens next. One thing I want you to remember, this takes practice. If you spent years or maybe even decades like me breathing one way, your body has learned a pattern, and patterns don't change overnight, and that's okay. Healing has never been about perfection. It's about practice. You don't learn to play the piano the first time you touch the keys. You don't become comfortable in the water the first time you swim, and you probably won't become comfortable with intentional breathing the first time you try it either. So please, be patient with yourself. Give yourself permission to be a beginner, to learn slowly, with grace, because your body remembers what you repeat. If you practice panic, your body remembers panic. If you practice rushing, your body remembers rushing. But if you begin practicing peace, even for a few minutes each day, your body begins remembering that too. Your body remembers what you practice. So practice peace. Maybe this sounds familiar. You're sitting in your car, your hand is on the door handle, you're about to walk into work, or maybe it's a doctor's appointment, maybe it's a meeting, maybe it's a conversation you've been dreading all day. You haven't even opened the door yet, and your heart has already walked in without you. Before you open that door, I'd like you to try this. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 4. And slowly breathe out for 4. Hold for 4, then repeat. Now, I also want to give you permission to change those numbers. Although this is called the 4-4-4-4 method, you can change it to 4-2-4-2 if you need to. If holding your breath for 4 seconds feels uncomfortable, don't. Try 4, 2, 4, or 3. Remember, there isn't a perfect number. There isn't a perfect technique. There is only the one you'll actually remember when life gets hard, the one that you'll actually remember in those moments when you feel triggered. No matter the circumstances, the one that you'll remember to take a deep breath. Never worry about doing any of this perfectly. It just takes practice. Here's another one. Maybe someone says something that catches you completely off guard. Maybe it's a text message. Maybe it's a phone call. Maybe it's a memory that suddenly shows up when you least expected it. You can feel it. Your chest is tightening. Your breathing changes. Everything inside you wants to react. Before you do, try this. Take one slow breath in. Before you breathe out, take one tiny sip of air, just a little more. Then let everything go in a long exhale. Let's do that one more time. Slow breath in, one tiny sip more, then let it all go. That's it. It takes less than 10 seconds. You can do it standing in line, walking through a parking lot, sitting at a red light, or in the middle of a conversation that nobody else even realizes it's affecting you. Sometimes 10 seconds is enough to keep one difficult moment from becoming an entire difficult day. You can't always choose what happens to you, but you can choose what happens before you respond. I think that's one of the greatest gifts we can give ourselves. Not perfection, not control, just a pause, a moment to breathe, a moment to choose, instead of letting the moment choose for us. Maybe tonight you did everything right, put your phone away, you dimmed the lights, and you climbed in bed. You got comfortable. Your body is finally ready to rest. And then your mind remembers something you forgot to do, something you forgot to say, something you wish you hadn't said. Or maybe an old memory quietly slips into the room, then another and another. Before you know it, your body is asking for sleep, but your mind is asking for one more conversation with the past. If tonight feels like one of those nights, I'd like you to try this. Breathe in for 4 and hold for 7. Now, let your breath leave slowly for 8. Again, slow breath in and hold. Long, slow breath out. Now, please don't get hung up on the numbers. If holding your breath for 7 seconds feels uncomfortable, change it to 4, 2, or 6. Remember, the goal isn't counting. The goal is slowing down, finding a rhythm that feels safe, that feels natural, that feels like something you'll actually come back to. Healing has never been about doing something perfectly. It's about finding something that helps. Have you ever noticed, even after your breathing slows, your thoughts keep talking? I know mine do. That's okay. The goal isn't to empty your mind. The goal isn't to stop thinking. The goal is to gently choose where your mind returns to. Maybe your anchor is an affirmation. Maybe you've heard me say, I am safe. I am loved. I am worthy. Maybe it's gratitude. Maybe it's simply saying thank you. Or maybe your anchor is a short prayer. Lord, help me. Or maybe it's a favorite Bible verse you've carried for years. Not because you have to, because those words bring you peace. Whatever your anchor is, choose one. Not 10, just one. Because your mind is going to wander. That's what minds do. When it does, don't criticize yourself. Don't start over. Just gently come back. Again and again. Not because you failed, because that's what practice looks like. Here's something I hope you'll remember. Your breath gives your body somewhere to rest. Your anchor gives your mind somewhere to return. Every time your thoughts wander and you gently bring them back, you are practicing peace. Not perfectly, just faithfully, one breath at a time. So for tonight, remember, you are loved, you are safe, you are worthy, and I believe in you, always.